stuff about the Champions League, what I was saying to Northside before you came on is, did you see Arsenal being where they are right now before the season started?
No way.
Right. I'm now saying, live now, because I'm making this prediction from early, I can see Arsenal winning the league, and I'll tell you why. Because when Leicester City won the league, every week I was waiting for them to lose, to then lose the next game and the next game and the next game. And guess what? It never happened, bruv. And they ended up winning the Premiership, yeah? And they made history. I've been waiting for you guys to slip up all season. From game number 9. I remember telling Northside, wait till you get to the 10th game of the season and then you guys will get slapped up. Bro, the truth is, it's not happened. We're at game 16, 17. Arsenal are still getting points. You, man, worked Newcastle the other day. You worked them. So for me, it's official. The call it the gods if you want to call it that. Call it whatever you want to call it. But everything is favouring you. And I said this, and people thought I was bang out of order. When Nkitty Catty can do a pirouette, dancing on ice, and bang the ball in the back of the net, you know you're finished. You know, wrap up, shut down the stream, switch off all the lights, the world has gone to pot. That's basically what happened, yeah? Because this guy is banging in goals now. So for me, I can see Arsenal winning the league, even though we never saw it coming. Now, you might say Arsenal's playing good football, so in a sense, they deserve it because they're playing good football. Spurs ain't playing good football. We're still 5th. We're not playing good football. We're in the last 16. And the one thing about cup competition that I like better than the league is that it really just depends on the day. Who's to say Tottenham just don't pull off 4 miracles this season? Because you, man, have pulled off 17 miracles so far. Let's be real. You shouldn't, just on paper and based on the season you had last season, you shouldn't be top. Maybe 4th, maybe even 5th, challenging for 4th, but you shouldn't be. But you, man, right now, you're looking unstoppable. So my prediction is, and it also makes, I'm not going to lie, it makes for a good stream if Arsenal wins the league and Tottenham win Champions League.
No.
I'll be honest, Edge, right? I don't see it happening, mate. I don't. And I'll tell you for why, right? I'll tell you why. I know what you're saying about cup competition. And, you know, you don't know what Tottenham's going to turn up. You don't know what the opposition is going to do either. But I just look at it, and even against Palace the other night, your first 45 minutes weren't that great. Second 45 minutes, you come out and slapped them about and scored 4 goals. I just think that if Tottenham come up against a Real Madrid, a PSG, a Bayern Munich, any team like that, and have a poor first 45 minutes like the way that you have been doing consistently in games this season, you could get absolutely slapped about before, and then the game's lost before it even reaches the second half, kind of thing. A bit like, can you remember them, like the seasons that Arsenal were in the Champions and getting slapped about by Bayern Munich 8-2 and stuff like that? I could see something like that happening. But then at the same time, I can also see a second leg. Let's just say, for example, Tottenham play poor in the first leg. They're, I don't know, 4-0 down to Bayern Munich. I can also see a second leg where Tottenham come in the second leg and score 2 or 3 goals or 4 goals. So it's a weird one with Tottenham because they are such an up and down team. It's mad, but I don't see how Tottenham can win the Champions League just based off the fact that your football is just so unsustainable in the way that you play. It's not like you're playing regular good football. You know, you're sustaining it for 4, 5, 6 games where you can actually sit there and say, yeah, actually, you know, Tottenham can play good football consistently. You're such an up and down team at the moment. It's just, it's mad.
You're right, Brandon, and I'm probably going to say something that's going to probably end up me getting shot in the foot. I think with Spurs, unfortunately, Tottenham as a club, we defy logic. And when you put logic with Spurs, it just don't compute. That's just the truth. You put the numbers in the keyboard, you put it in the computer, and you get gobbledygook. The truth of the matter is, even the season that we got to the final of the Champions League, we weren't meant to get there. There's nobody that would have told you, yeah, we expected to see Spurs.
You weren't, but you played good football under Pochettino. When you play good attacking football, like you did under Pochettino, you can hurt any team. It's like, I remember Liverpool, right? Before they got Van Dijk, before they got Alisson, they could attack a team and they'll look really good going forward, but awfully defensively. And that's kind of what Tottenham was like under Pochettino in a way. Really, really good at attacking play, but not so good defensive play. So you can hurt teams in that way. I just don't see how Antonio Conte's 5 at the back, sit back, kind of try and hit them on the counter kind of football, it is going to win you a Champions League, especially with teams like Real Madrid. I just don't see it, bro. I really don't.
You're right. The only thing I can say is that when Tottenham, because look, we drew Brentford. Yeah, we had a crusty first half, but that second half, we were all over Brentford. And then you then watched Brentford against Liverpool the other day, and the way they slapped up Liverpool, and then you're scratching your head because you're thinking, were Brentford just really poor against Spurs, or were Spurs playing that dusty football? Were they kind of good? Because it's not making sense. Look, even Palace, were Palace that poor? Because that wasn't a bad team they put out yesterday, but they got slapped 4-0. What I will say is this though, bro. I've been saying this Champions League prediction before the season started. And I said it the last time you were on the show that arguably Tottenham probably got the most favourable group in the Champions League this year. I think for the round of 16, dare I say, if you speak to any Chelsea fan, every Chelsea fan will tell you that AC Milan team is dirt poor. We've been drawn with AC Milan. Mate, if you've got the gods on your side, we only need to draw City in the quarterfinals, mate.
We'll see, man.
Draw City in the quarters, semi-final, draw Liverpool, and game, set, and match. In my opinion, I'm not gonna rule it out. But the fact of the matter is, I hear what you're saying. But what I will say is that when it comes to Spurs, we defy logic.
Calm. I want to move on to